Hello everyone, in the last video we took a look at Bastille, and today, since a viewer commented on that video and asked about templates, Bastille has a system, well, if you know Docker, then you know every container has a Docker file, which is like a recipe on what the container is going to do. This is the same with Bastille. Bastille uses the name templates. In Docker, again, it would be a Docker file. So what we're going to do, we're going to start up an Nginx template and we will see how that works. First of all, you can go to the webpage of BastilleBSD/templates, and here you can find predefined templates that people made that we can use. This is just a small selection. If you scroll down the page, you can see here are some examples that you can use, all kinds of different stuff that you want and need. What we, however, we want to go to the GitLab page and have a look at all the available templates. For our little example, we will use Nginx. We can simply search here, and here we have it. Nginx Bastille template to bootstrap Nginx. So let's open that up, and we can see we get a short little how-to on how to use it. So I have a FreeBSD VM here. This is the same VM we used last time, so there's nothing new here. I'll just minimize that because we don't need the physical console to do that. Let's open our terminal, and as you can tell, I'm already SSH'd into the machine. This is a 14.2 release system, and Bastille, Git, and all the dependencies are already installed. What you can see if we run Bastille list here, there's no jail currently running, none. So the first thing we're going to do is we want to create a jail. To do that, we will use sudo bastille create. We call it web, or let's call it www. Then we select what release we want. We want 14.2 release, and we need to give it a IP address. For my case, I will use 60, and I need to specify the interface it uses. So let's create that. There we go. If we right now look at the list, we can see, our little jail is running here. So the next thing we're going to do, and before we start doing that, make sure you have Git installed. I usually install the Git Lite package, but you can also install the Git package. It doesn't matter, it's up to what you want or need. So let me clear the screen. Next step on the list, we need to bootstrap our template. This would be the command to do it, but we need sudo rights. It simply does nothing more than you give it the URL or the Git repository and it'll clone that locally. So let's do that. All right. Looks good, and here we can already see the Bastille file. This is kind of the same as a Docker file. It's obviously not Docker, so keep that in mind, but the syntax is similar. You can see in the Bastille file here, you can see we use the package Nginx. We copy the contents of user to the root directory. This is where the configuration file is for Nginx. We can look at that on the web browser in a second. We leverage sysrc to enable Nginx, do a config check on the configuration, and then we're gonna start Nginx, or we restart it. Just to show you how that file looks like, if we go back to the GitLab page, we can open the Bastille file, and here you can see the recipe. This would be the same as your Docker file if you're coming from Linux and if you've used Docker. So it's the same deal again. We use the package Nginx, we copy it over, and we set up the necessary things to start actually the jail. So the next thing the page recommends us to do, or what we should do, is actually apply the template to a jail. To do that, we will do the following. We again leverage Bastille. We say template because we want to use a template. Then we're going to name the container, or our jail, sorry. Our jail was called www. And then we need to give it the name of the template we've just cloned, which would be Nginx. And after we fire that up, There was a typo, I believe. So, yeah, just a small typo in the name. There we go. As you can tell, it begins to clone that. It installs pkg, it copies over the config, it sets up nginx, and it starts the container. It starts the service inside the container, which is nginx. If we now go over to Bastille list, we can see, okay, this is our jail, it is running, and this is our IP address. So to make sure everything worked, let's go to this given IP address and let's see if the nginx test page will come up. And there we have it. This is basically all it is to templates. I've not yet created a custom template, but from the syntax or from what I gather here, it's pretty easy. It's pretty simple to do. So you can let your mind wander and, well, come up with something or put something together. I mean, it is pretty descriptive from what it is. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.